Eric Burgess here with Music Marketing TV, and today we're going to be looking at a hot tip you can use with the NUGEN Stereoizer 3, namely automation followed by some mid-side processing. So what I mean by that is you're going to change your audio signal's stereo image, and then processing that relies on the stereo imaging will then change, and that will add to your sound and make it really come alive. So let's do a quick A/B of a preview I have set up here. And so I'm going to bypass the Stereoizer 3s on these and just play for you just this sort of drop section. Here it is. Okay, so that's our reference point. Let's go ahead, let's add these guys in, and let's hear what they have to bring to the table. All right, so suddenly they come much more to the forefront in some cases, but not all the time. They're not always super forward. Like right here, this one, the arpeggiation thing that's going on, this guy is very, very forward right here, but not in an earlier section, which is something that I really wanted. So it's still loud and aggressive, but right here, it's like particularly so. And so let's take a look here at the setup. So I have a Stereoizer 3 coming through, and it's this top one. And we can see I'm automating it all over the place. The automation is down here. It's these three. I'm automating quite a bit more on this one than I am on this one. And I'm automating the upper band, the lower band, or whatever the proper name is, lower bound and upper bound, and also the width of this. And what's nice is this is a mono-compatible stereoizer, and so I'm not worried about my stereo image. And what makes it so cool is the sound changes dynamically, but I can also change the frequency content selection. So if I want the low end to be emphasized, one way to do that is to just alter this band and bring it down. And I could really just have the low end just go to town, or I could bring up the high end and get sort of a thinner sound. I can make these sort of tonal decisions, which is what this is deciding over here. So if we play this and just sort of look at this one, this is the lower bound. So this is sort of the lowest I was willing to go as far as frequencies were concerned. And we can see the high bound moving around. And then this is just the general width. So this controls the in and out. And I just looked for interesting ways to have it be processed. And most of the time, things like these rises right here, this guy and this guy, they're because of a musical phrase. Some musical phrase happens here, like they're driving towards something, and I want to emphasize that. And the stereo image is, I'm just using it to help push the music. And so here it is. Go ahead and listen for that sound. Let's do everything together. So that's the idea behind this one. Also followed up in the chain, if we go to its chain, there is a Pro Q3, which has a mid-band doing processing. It's just a cut. I just needed to cut out this. There was some low stuff down here. And also there's a sideband with the boost. And so as this thing gets wider, this boost has more of an effect. And when it gets more narrow, the boost is less effective. And that also alters the sound. And so when it's wide, it sort of cuts through a little bit more on the edges than it otherwise would have. The second one is the bass loop, and this is the sound. It's only on during this drop part. And it's got a very similar notion going on. We're automating some stuff over here. And if I were to take off the stereoizer, that's what it would have been like before. So this is doing an incredibly important thing. And this Pro Q3 also has a mid side, again, a cut, but the boost is way more generous on this one. And that's partially because of the distortion I picked. And this was after some experimentation. I really liked how this particular patch of frequencies came through. So and this responds dynamically to the stereo image, right? Because this is only the side, it's only the mid. And so when the stereoizer starts moving around, that's really going to have an effect that will dynamically alter the signal. And so there's a cool thing you could try with the Stereoizer 3. If you have any questions about this, let me know. Subscribe, hit that bell icon for future videos, and have a blessed day.